it's 11 o'clock, and I actually hate this angle. I was wrong. So you can't really see anything. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday, and we are, of course, here to talk about all your favorites in YA Lit this week. So it's Teen Thursday, the best day of the week. And we have a lot of books. I'm going to scoot this back and see if you can actually see the books if I scoot the camera back some. There you go. That's the end of the table. Let's not break my computer. Yeah. So now I can swipe this down so you can see the books a little bit more. Okay, guys. So we are so excited to have you here. It's our favorite day, like I said, and we've got a lot of books to talk about this week.
So many books this week.
So many books. And so if you have not joined us for Teen Thursday before, I'm Shannon. I'm the young adult specialist here at BookPeople, and obviously an avid teen lit reader.
I'm Lola. I worked on the floor, and then I took a break while I finished my thesis, and now I'm helping Shannon with this because I love YA. In fact, next week I get to go to Vancouver and present a paper on some YA books, including City of Bones for you Mortal Instruments fans. So I'm
obviously
a
Mortal Instruments fan. Guys, got this. Mortal Instruments fan. Huge. It's actually one of my favorite stories. When I was in San Diego a couple years ago for SCCC, it was right before the City of Bones movie came out. And so the cast was there, and Cassie Clare, the author, and I was, I went through the line to, meet them because I won one of the little lottery tickets for San Diego to, meet. You cannot actually just meet people at San Diego Comic-Con. You have to stand in line to get, a ticket, maybe, if you're lucky, to stand in line to meet them. So I was standing there and I was talking. I had gone through half the line, and I got to Jamie Campbell Bower, who played Jace, and I was shaking his hand, and of course I talk like this the whole time, and he grabs my arm and he was like, "This is a ruin," and I was like, "Yes," and he was like, "This doesn't come off," and I was like, "No, it's an actual tattoo of a ruin," and he was like, "Did you show this to Cassie?" And I was like, "No," and he was like, "You're doing it wrong," and then he starts yelling, "Cassie! Cassie!" and I was like, "Oh my God, please stop, please don't do that, it's okay," and he's like, "No, you gotta show her," and then he's like, Lily to Lily Collins, he was like, "Did you see her arm?" And she was like, I see it, he was like, "This is so cool," and I was like, "This is so cool," Jamie Campbell Bower is freaking out about my tattoo.
That's cute. He's a true fan.
He was a real fan, especially because this ruin doesn't show up until later in the series. So as they had just filmed City of Bones, he actually had to they didn't really show that. Yeah. Too, so he had actually researched everything and stuff. So I was like, "That's awesome." So yeah, I am sharing our video right now, and then we've got it pulled up. So if you guys have any questions, comments, you want to geek out about the books as well, feel free to geek out with us.
That's gonna be the screenshot where I go.
I can change those. I just choose not to because I enjoy derpy pictures.
No, it's this.
Even better. And of course, me not paying attention, I will change it later. So it's just a great shot. So we appreciate you guys being here and joining us. I'm hoping the internet lasts because I just realized that unless it's the normal. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm connected to the regular internet.
I think it did, because as soon as I brought it down, it said, "Oh, it's connected to something."
Oh, cool. So hopefully we're on the good internet and it doesn't drop, because we have a lot to talk about. If we do drop, we'll just start it again. It's fine. First of all.
Oh, yes, I got
it. Woo, got it. First of all, important things. I wore my Fallon Timberlake for president and vice president shirt because it is in fact May. And for all of you people who spend too much time on the internet, it is gonna be May. It is actually May. Thank you, Justin Timberlake, for mispronouncing a word so much that the internet does not let you live it down for the rest of forever. So welcome to May and all of your kickoff to summer reading, because it's going to be a busy time from here on out. Summer is always a great time for lots and lots of books, especially teen lit. So we're just going to start with what you all are waiting for us to mention, because it's right there in front of your faces and you were already excited about it anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's happened. There's a new Sarah J. Maas book out. It is amazing. You're going to love it. And I haven't addressed this yet, and I need to, because I need to know if there's anything. There's not. We're good.
What?
Yeah, it's just a simple black cover.
I'm surprised.
I know. But there's a lot that goes into like making her books look really cool on the inside.
I feel like we need to make
like
this.
Look at these pages.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, this is amazing. So if you guys don't know, this book right here is actually for the ACOTAR fans. This is your bridge from A Court of Wings and Ruin into the next wave of novels. And this is like Sarah J. Maas light. For those of you who read Sarah's books, you know that they're usually about a million pages, rough estimate, sometimes like a billion. They are very long, very high, wonderful fantasy books that everybody loves. I spend more time in the Teen Press Corps talking about these books because they're all of the Teen Press Corps will mention her as their favorite. So we spend a lot of time talking about Sarah and how great she is.
I like big, fat fantasy books.
And you get that from here, and it's a great and empowered like female characters that just kind of rule the world. So
like my fantasy books, like I like my women.
Strong,
thick.
Awesome. So she's this is going to be, the last book was so thick that they had to print it on Bible style, the same pages they print the Bible on, so that it could fit in like a carryable size book, which is important.
Fun fact.
Yeah, that's your fun fact for the day that I got from Sarah. So I didn't actually research that on my own or anything. But this book is much more light summer reading, get you started, kick you off for the summer, and then get you ready for the next Sarah J. Maas book. And in this one, it's winter solstice, and we find out that there is no way to tell you what happens in this book without spoiling it. I'm like, and so yeah.
Thrilling adventures.
It's
probably
a bridge.
Some romance.
If you have not started the Sarah J. Maas series, you need to go all the way back, read up to this point, and you won't regret it. It's amazing, and it's the characters.
I might have a small confession.
You haven't read it?
No,
it's fine. There is a lot of.
They've been on my list.
There's a lot of when it came to March, like a lot of the girls in the Teen Press Corps put like this is one of their like female heroines.
The first one probably came out like 5 years ago.
More than that, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been
anything like 5 to 7 years ago. Like I'm trying to catch up to everything that's current.
Well, put this on your list because you'll enjoy it. So, and it's one of those that it really rides the line between should it be teen lit or should it be like new adult, because it does get pretty racy. We talk about that a lot at book fairs on like where we should be putting them. So
I love teen books.
Yes.
They kind of remind me of like the Laurel K. Hamilton Mary Gentry series, which is definitely not teen.
Definitely not teen.
But
and we have another huge release that's getting a lot of buzz right now, and I'm going to leave that one to Lola to bring up.
Fun fact, Alexa and Cassie Clare like knew each other back in the day in Harry Potter fandom. So that's your
nice.
fun fact.
Was she also a Harry Potter fanfiction writer?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Alexa helps like plan the Harry Potter con that goes around every year.
LeakyCon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like been on the committee, like programming chair and everything, like important for that for a long time.
Nice.
So this is a debut by new author Alexa Dunn. She's amazing. Full disclosure, we were critique partners at one time, so I'm a little bit biased, but because I know her writing is so good. And this is a retelling of Jane Eyre, but in space.
Which automatically makes it awesome, according to the Teen Press Corps.
Yeah, so like 19th century literature and sci-fi together, it's like magic. So the main character is Stella. She is a mechanic and just like barely scraping by, and takes a job as a governess on a fancy spaceship. But it turns out that it might be haunted. And there's lots of like mystery and intrigue, and I can imagine that like this would be such a cool movie.
Oh, yeah. No, a space Jane Eyre would be awesome.
Yeah. And also like can you imagine like the costumes?
The costumes
If
and
they made it like slight, like.
Well, and the idea of like something being haunted in space because there's nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Doctor Who has done that a couple times where like the spaceships are like haunted, or like the submarines are haunted, and you're like stuck in that spot with like the demon or the ghost or whatever, and it's always more terrifying because you can't get away. Yeah, Stephanie, Lola, you've already read the book, right? And was it not? And Stephanie said it sounds good. She wants to read it.
It's so good. It's really good, and Alexa's awesome at telling like strong, complex female characters. So it's definitely a must read for the summer.
I think those adventure stories are great.
I feel like we should make this a thing.
I mean, I undress every book.
Ooh.
I like when it's got color to the sign.
That's so
the spine is always
very
so
bright.
Like, I always am one of those people who, in my brain, I'm like, someday I'm going to take all the covers off. Yeah. It matches the color scheme very well.
And her new book has already been released too. It's going to be a retelling of Persuasion. So, Bronte, Austen, but in space. So that's the thing.
That's amazing. So one of the other books that Lola and I are both really excited about is Ship It. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all,
look how cute this is.
We're both huge geeks. If you've never watched this live stream before, you might not know that Lola and I are huge comic book nerds and nerds in general. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Oh my
god,
and it's a wraparound. So cute,
guys. This is one of those books that I could almost take the jacket off and leave on my shelf and be okay with it. Oh my god. It's so cute. So this book, it's written by one of the writers for Riverdale. So automatically it's going to be amazing because Riverdale is perfection. So, I mean, it's problematic perfection, but it's still perfection, let's be real. And so this book is, if you are...
And she wrote the episode for the recent Lesbian Kiss.
Oh, nice.
She was the writer for that.
But if you are fans of Geekarella or what else? Chaotic Good, any of those like super awesome like nerdy books.
Chaotic Good. Wendy Gardner wrote that.
Yeah,
I'm part of my paper is on her first book, Your Welcome Universe.
You're like, oh yeah, that was the book. Yes. Yeah. So if you're fans of those, this is going to be something that falls right into your vein because this is or Fangirl. So if you're a fan of Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl, you'll love this because this is about a girl who is obsessed with the show.
I want to cover it up.
Yeah.
But I noticed that it's the same as like here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just in color.
It's just in color.
Yeah. So in this book, our main character is obsessed with the show Demon Heart, and the main actor of the show he's kind of like always wanted like bigger roles. He's kind of wanted to move on. I guess he's not the main actor. He's just one of the actors on the show. But the two meet at a local Comic-Con panel, and it's a dream come true for her until the Q&A, that is, when Forrest laughs off Claire's assertion that his character is gay. She's devastated. After all, every last word of her super popular fanfic revolves around the romance between his character and his male frenemy. She can't believe her hero turned out to be a closed-minded jerk. He's mostly confused that anybody would think his character is gay because he's not. Definitely not. Unfortunately for Demon Heart, when the video of the disastrous Q&A goes viral, the producers have a PR nightmare on their hands. In order to help bolster their image with the LGBTQ community as well as their fans, they hire Claire to join the cast for the rest of the publicity tour. What ensues is a series of colorful Comic-Con clashes between the fans and the show that led Forrest, the main guy, to question his assumptions about sexuality and help Claire come out of her shell. But how far will Claire go to make her ship canon? To what lengths will Forrest go to stop her and protect his career? And will she ever get the guts to make a move on Tess, the very cute, extremely cool fan artist she keeps running into? Ship is funny, tender, and honest look at all the feels that come with being a fan. There are a lot.
So, just, Chris, this is a book made of people. So it's not people made of books, but it's a book made up of people. So we're
For the record, Chris is my friend, and he is well aware of the fact that I am a person made out of books. So he knows that for a fact. So, but hi, Chris. We should hang out soon. Other than that, guys, those are like the big three. So we've got a ton more to go over.
Yeah.
Pick up that one. That's a great one.
So this is like a prequel to the very popular Summoner series.
So if you don't know about the Summoner series, Taryn, the author of them, is the most adorable human on the planet, for one. For two, he describes the books as Harry Potter meets Pokemon.
Look, there's like a little... I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was waiting for that register. That's how he describes it.
There's like a cute little, what's that called? Like letter press kind of thing.
Yeah, embossing.
Embossing.
Yeah. But yes, that's how he's always described it. Whenever he comes in, he says, he always, whenever he talks about books, he kind of calls them a mashup of Harry Potter. There's basically a school for people who summon demons and work with the demons and, you know, like, get rid of the bad, like super bad, and like work with them and everything. And so it's kind of like a magic school, but also they need to he has like a Pokemon thing because you've got to catch them all, you've got to learn to collect them, you've got to learn to work with them. And so this is the thrilling prequel. So this is when Arcturus accidentally summons Demon and becomes the first common summoner, and he becomes the key to a secret that protects powerful overlords, would do anything to keep hidden. And he's whisked off to the academy. So if you guys haven't actually started the Summoner series, this is great. And one of the best things about this is for all of you writers out there, Taryn actually began his story on Wattpad.
Ooh, and I love hearing these stories.
He was one of those people who he didn't have a lot of, he didn't think he had any followers because nobody was ever commenting or anything, but he was very like, I have to post every week for himself. And he said that one day he didn't post, he missed it, and he had a comment that was like, where's the story? I come every week, where's the story? And he was like, oh, there's actually one person reading it, and if there's one person reading it, I've got to finish the story. So he kept writing the story and became one of the largest, like, ever viewed Wattpad stories in the history of Wattpad. And now this is, I think there are 3 or 4 books in the series, and this is the prequel to a series that's still going. So all you writers out there, don't be afraid to share your work because somebody will be reading it.
Britta, like, straight up says she wrote fan fiction. It was the longtime fan fiction writer, Alexa Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cassie Clare says now. I know early in her career she said she didn't.
No, she's been pretty honest about the Harry Potter fan fiction. It's just a lot of people are jerks and we're like, oh, she ripped off Harry Potter, and she was like, she wasn't ever denying that she did Harry Potter fan fiction. She was just saying this was not the Mortal Instruments is not the Harry Potter fan fiction. It's a different story. But you know what? Even if it's not, 50 Shades of Grey has made billions of dollars, and it is fan fiction. I read it when it was fan fiction. So it happens. Other new books that are coming out before I get drugged down that rabbit hole.
Realistic.
Yeah. Dating Disasters of Emma Nash.
Cute. I love these covers.
I know, you should
little illustrated covers.
And you can see if there's anything on that one. I'm really excited about anything that has the words dating and disaster in it because it speaks to me. I like that it's half black and half white.
I know.
This is supposed to be the Laugh Out Loud novel of the year. And it says, online you can choose who you want to be, if only real life were so easy. Emma Nash may be down after months of following, stalking her ex online, and avoiding showering, because really, who was going to care? Emma's ready to own her newly single status, get out there with her friends, and chronicle her dating adventures on her private blog. Ooh. But life online doesn't always run smoothly, stumbling upon her mother's Tinder dating profile, getting catfished, and accidentally telling the entire world why her ex-boyfriend's not worth any girl's time. Okay, those were disasters, but surely nothing else can go wrong. Guess what, guys? It goes wrong. And that's where it gets good. When things start going wrong is usually when they start getting really funny and really entertaining in these books, and I'm so excited.
Filled with fun, flirty encounters and heartwarming friendships. I'm here.
Here for that. Yep, and that's one of the things that I love about, we were talking about this last night, cheesy love is going to be what?
On the back, it says, Leon is in a relationship with so-and-so. That's funny, because I thought he was in a relationship with me.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man, that's going to go well. So, yeah, Dating Disasters of Emma Nash. This is going to be great. Also, I have a thing about, I love book characters named Emma. I don't know if it's because that's actually...
Is she a woman of color?
The author?
No, the
character?
character.
It looks maybe.
She looks...
I can't I can't 100% confirm yes or no. It could just be the illustration, but that would be amazing if she was. Oh man, it really does start with that quote, and
That's a great hook. That's
guys,
a great hook.
first lines are important, and that's the first line of that book. So the one that
we should do that one day that we don't have so many books. We should like read the first line of every book.
There's also Epic Reads used to say, like the girls from Epic Reads, they would say if you read the first, or if you go to the page 69, it's like midway through, like it's a little bit past the exposition usually and into the story, and they would say like if you read like a random line on that page, you'll know whether or not the book's gonna be good. So I'm always doing that just to see. But she's like, I've got to check this theory now. While you're checking that to see, one of the other books that I was really excited about this week is If You Don't Have Anything Nice to Say. Here's the thing about me. I like it when characters are like not necessarily the best people. And this is going to be one of those books where it's like that. If you don't have anything nice to say, she starts with like the tagline for the book is, before we go any further, I want you to understand this. I am not a good person. And that's got me. I'm here for that. I want to know why she's not a good person. And we all want to be seen, we want to be heard, but what happens when we're seen and heard saying or doing the wrong things? She's a former spelling bee champion, aspiring writer, and daughter of a parenting expert, and she gets caught saying the wrong thing online, and her life exposed. All across the world, people know what she's done, and none of them will forgive her. Everybody else has kind of moved on, and she can't, because this is what happens when you are the internet sensation for the wrong thing. And I know, I think it was MTV was doing a show about that for a while, like I Got Famous for the Wrong Reason, and it was all about like people who got famous for saying something hateful or like something taken out of context made them look like they were these horrible people.
My mom always told me that you shouldn't put anything on the internet you don't want people to read, because
I was just always taught, don't put anything in writing that you don't want to come back and bite you in the butt. And I hold very true to that. But I love that this is one of those stories where we're going to see that. And I like that her mom's a parenting expert, because even as a parenting expert, how do you handle the situation where your child is now famous on the internet for being a horrible human being?
As a parent, like I mean, it's so hard because like gender studies is like one of my main areas of research, and trying to like hold all of that information about like the childhood development and linguistics is another one of my big nerdy things. And my little son was really late to talk, so I'm like, oh my god, like what am I doing wrong? It's so hard to like take this thing that you're an expert in and also apply it to your own life. So on page 69, it says, Mom, are you still dating the stripper? I mean, again?
Wow, see? It works every time.
Yes.
Now you gotta know. Now you gotta know what happens with the dating disasters of Eminem. So let's pop back over to fantasy really fast, because we've got a big one over there that is out this week.
Literally big. This is probably the thickest book we have today.
Does that one have anything cool going on on the cover? It's really pretty purple.
Ooh,
purple is nice the color purple. Right now.
It's like
apparently.
an eggplant.
Yeah, and there's something going on the page, the chapter. Oh, there's illustrations on the chapter title pages.
Oh, cute. And this is all gold. That's pretty.
So, and what I love about this book is this is one that...
I've been hearing about this.
Yes, it has five major players, and they are going to... it's a land tinged with magic and a bustling trade and an illicit supernatural substance. And because of that, these 5 people all get there. And I think they each have their own point of view, right? I think it follows... I know it follows multiple POVs. I think everybody gets their own chapters.
Each chapter has a person's name.
Yeah, and so we've got a visionary princess determined to forge her path, an idealistic soldier whose heart is at odds with his duty.
So I think they each have their own symbol, and that's what it is.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
We've got a streetwise hunter tracking the most dangerous prey, a charming thief with a powerful hidden identity, a loyal servant on a quest to avenge his kingdom, and they're all driven by ambition, honor, and desperation on the cusp of war. There's always a war. But who will be left standing when the smoke
Ambrose
clears?
with the
sword. I'm guessing he's our soldier. So it's
cool. And on the front is the 5 of them. They're like chess pieces, kind of like game pieces.
Which I love because that's like this is like one of those movement books where it's like all about like how the game is played. And
this looks really exciting because I love books like this because as soon as something really exciting is happening in one character's life, you know that it's going to switch to someone else, and you're like,
oh yeah, I love like POV books. Like it's just always the best because, like you said, like every chapter ends up being a cliffhanger, and then you have to wait, and then you're like, well, I'll just read this next chapter really fast so I can get back to that one, and then
there's
you get
always
back
that
into
one
their
character.
And sometimes
so cute. This is Catherine's.
I love when you go in and like after the first chapter you're like, this is my character, like this is the one I'm gonna love, and then you keep reading, and then you're like, no wait, it's this character, and then you read again like another one, and you're like, oh, it's this one, and then by the end you're like, okay, I love all of you. Can we all just like live happily ever after together in like a group hug form? And sometimes you get lucky and that happens, and most times it doesn't. So there is that. We also have, go for that. What did you just pick up?
The Lies They Tell.
Oh man, that's gonna be.
The fire took everything.
It's about how fire ravaged.
Pretty maroon.
Ooh, it's like fire killers. Mm-hmm. Fire ravaged their house, killing 4 of the 5 family members. But what people don't know is who did it. All fingers point at Pearl Haskins' father, who was the caretaker of the property, but Pearl doesn't believe it. Leave it to a town of rich people to blame the
I thought I recognized her name. She wrote Grit, which won a bunch of awards last year.
It did. So this is going to be a little bit of a mystery book. We're spinning webs, secrets, lies, and betrayals that would leave no life unchanged if it doesn't take her life first. So this is one of those like the more you get into the mystery, the more dangerous it becomes for the person that you're following. And I love when the main character, like I love when the stakes are that high and they just keep getting higher and higher. That's what we call plot, guys, and it's wonderful. Other books that are out. This signed copy because Amy is amazing. If you've never read an Amy Santera book, you're missing out, guys. She is a ton of fun as a human, but also as a writer. And I love her books are always really simple, like covers on the inside of the jacket. Well, but also like on the outside of the jacket is pretty, like the book sleeve is pretty nice too. But Emelina Flores, the girl who killed the princess, the girl who destroyed Lyra. Emelina Flores, the hero. No one would believe it. This is it's a part of the Ruin story series. So it's going to be, this is the final book. This is one of those where I'm like, this is the, spoilers. This is the final book in this trilogy. And we love Amy, and this series has been really, really great. Another great fantasy story series. We've gotten to the point where vengeance has led to this path, and we're going to see how it actually plays out. There's increased violence from characters. There's so much craziness, and I love that. I'm like, it's 2 sisters, so I do love that. Like it's they're trying to bring peace to the world. The country, the kingdom. That's the word I'm looking for, kingdom. But things just keep getting worse and worse. And so the 2 sisters are actually put it against each other in this series finally, because one's after vengeance and one's finally at the point where she just wants peace. And so in this specific book, there's going to be like which sister's plan will win out. Ooh. So what I'm saying is strong female character versus strong female character, or will they end up working together? We don't know. So epic battle for the kingdom. Only one will win. It's gonna be great, and we do have, like I said, signed copies because Amy is amazing.
And for new people new to BookPeople, our signed copies are never cost extra, so it's always the same cover price.
You can order them online or come into the store and pick them up, and you can get them shipped to you. Either way, and we love our authors. They do come, like a lot of them will come in signed stock. Some of them will find stock in advance.
Even some people, like, when I've been working on the floor, will just, like, randomly come in. Like the lady who wrote Rad Women from A to Z. She lives from San Francisco, and she was like, oh, hey, I thought I would just come sign my book. And we're like, Okay,
That's
cool.
like my favorite thing. Like when authors post on the internet, like, oh, hey, I'm in town for a while, so I just stopped and signed a bunch of books at this store. I'm like, okay, well, I am also in that town right now, so I will be there as well. It's like the cool thing to do, and I love it when they do that. I believe this might be the last one we physically have with us. 9 Days and 9 Nights. This book is Molly Barlow is now a business major at her college in Boston, and she's reinvented herself after everything that went down a year ago. After all the people she hurt and the family she tore apart. Guys, again, bad people looking for redemption. It's great.
Oh, cute.
Oh, it's a pretty color.
And look, there's more like pictures.
Perfect.
On the inside, it's very pretty.
Perfect summer color book. After life is slowly getting back to normal, Molly has just said I love you to her new boyfriend, and they are off on a romantic European vacation together, starting with scenic London. See, summer reading. But they're on a tube platform. The past catches up with her in the form of Gabe, her ex, traveling on his own parallel vacation with his new girlfriend Sadie. After comparing itineraries, Ian ends up extending an invite to Gabe and Sadie to join them on the next leg of their trip to Ireland. And Molly and Gabe can't bring themselves to tell the truth about who they once were to each other, to their new significant others. Now Molly has to spend 9 days and 9 nights with the boy she once loved, the boy whose heart she shredded, without Ian knowing. Will she make it through as new and improved Molly, or will everything that happened between her and Gabe come rushing back? Guys, if you're not into this book yet, I don't know how else to sell it to you. It's going to be an amazing summer read. Take this book to your pool.
This sounds like the perfect romantic comedy, setup.
It does. It's going to be amazing. Also, I love that they're college freshmen, because you don't need to send teenagers to another country on their own, when they're still in high school. So this is great that this kind of aged up to that older part of the young adult world where they can be college freshmen, because you're still a teenager then, and going on this trip. And I think this is absolutely great, because whatever horrible things she did, she is not going to be able to hide from her new boyfriend. And it's so great, 9 days and 9 nights. And I'm super excited to see what happens. I love that the pictures are so cute and documenting their trip, because you're like, oh, look at how happy they are.
They look like stills from a romantic comedy.
They do. And then it's going to all go down in flames. So what's the name of that one again? Stephanie, I'm guessing, are you talking about Allied? Because I think that might have been what we were talking about at the time. If not,
the Two Sisters.
With the Two Sisters was Allied by Amy Sintera. If you've caught up, then we're talking about 9 Days and 9 Nights right now.
We can do a recap of all the ones too.
I think that's kind of delayed, so I think you might still be on Amy Sintera. But
did we not get this one in?
No. Yeah.
I still want to mention it.
Yeah, go for it. That's why I was like, we have a couple.
Song of Blood and Stone by Elle Penelope. It has a woman of color as the main character, so and it's a fantasy book, which is something we don't see a lot of. Mm-hmm. And it looked really awesome. Orphaned and alone, Jasminda lives in a land where cold whispers of invasion and war linger on the wind. Jasminda herself is an outcast in her homeland of Elsira.
I know.
Where her gift of earth song is feared. When ruthless soldiers seek refuge in her isolated cabin, they bring with them a captive, an injured spy, who threatens to steal her heart. That's exciting. Jack's mission behind enemy lines is to prove that the mantle between Elsira, that's the country of Jasminda, and Lagramar is about to fall. Nearly cost him his life. Oh, his mission nearly cost him his life. That's all I'm saying. But he is saved by the healing song of a mysterious young woman. Now he must do whatever it takes to save Elsira and his people from the true father, and he needs Jasminda's earth song to do it. They escape their vicious captors and together embark on a perilous journey to save the land and to uncover the secrets of the Queen.
I just want to know what a Queen Who Sleeps is. Is this like a Sleeping Beauty retelling?
I don't know.
It's like a when Sleeping Beauty is out kind of thing. But this definitely sounds like, there's ancient evil, there's magic, there's
Oh, I love this. The fates of two nations hang in the balance as Jasminda and Jack must choose between love and duty to fulfill their destinies at the war.
Dun, dun, dun. I think that it's going to be definitely an awesome high fantasy, and that's one that you have to, like, really, like, it's going to be a great, again, another great summer adventure.
I think it's the first in a series.
Oh,
I'm mistaken.
If it's a fantasy and it's YA, it's the first in the series. Almost guaranteed. So, yeah, there's a lot of books. There's still a lot more that came out this week that we couldn't fit everything onto this time because we would be here forever. So just so you guys can actually like enjoy your day, there are things. Whisper by Lynette Noni, which is an amazing book about a girl who for 2.5 years she's been no name, locked underground in a secret government facility, enduring tests and torture, and she's not uttered a single word, not even her real name, which kind of reminds me of how the Shatter Me series starts. But then the authorities put her in the care of the mysterious Landon Ward, and she's surprised when he treats her like a person rather than a prisoner. And he's trying to, his protective nature causes her resolve to crack in spite of her best efforts. And then a freak accident reveals the dangerous power she's concealed for years. So very much like the Shatter Me series, and I love the Shatter Me series, so I'm curious to see where that one goes, because it's government secrets. It's this guy that like takes her out. I mean, he treats her like a person, which you can argue that Warner necessarily, like, Juliet didn't feel like Warner was necessarily doing that for her at first in the Shatter Me series, but it's got a very similar premise, and I want to know how much that's going to play into it. The Dead Enders by Erin Salden also came out this week, and sometimes a secret, and like in this town, sometimes a secret is the only thing that's yours, is the tagline for this book. And people are bound together by horrible tragedies from their past. They forge a friendship that's lasted through all of high school, and now in a town full of weekenders, they all know what it's like to be the Dead Enders, fated to stay trapped in a tourist destination for the rest of their life. But when a long-lost family member and an arsonist set the town ablaze, it's time to confront the fact of what brought them together years ago might be ultimately what tears them apart. Because there's one last secret truth, and it's going to destroy everything.
Sounds like revenge to me.
It does kind of sound like that. We also have Summer Constellations, which is the story of lost summers, hidden treasures, and love within the stars. Another great summer read. True Storm by Ellie Sterling, which is about Lucy's twin sister Margot, maybe safely back with her, but all is not well in plague-ravaged Dominion City. The Watchers come out of hiding, spreading chaos and death throughout the city, and suddenly Lucy finds herself torn between 3 men with their secrets of their own.
3? Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a lot to juggle.
Yeah. And then, I was going to say that one.
This sounds interesting. Fatal Throne.
I'm super excited about that. I had an arc of it for a while.
Is it a retelling or like a historical?
It's kind of, I think it's like
it's about Henry VIII, so yeah, I'm in.
And how everybody, all of his wives get murdered.
And it's like the first person account
of like being
from
the point of view of
the wives.
Yes. And that one, to me, I was like, this sounds so good. And then Alone Together, which is Sadie Carter's life is a mess, as wavy and tangled as her unruly hair. At 15, she's barely surviving the chaos of her large Catholic family. When one sister becomes pregnant and another is thrown out, her unemployed dad hides his depression and her mom hides a secret. Her job is to be the secret keeper and rule follower, but the empty refrigerator, ears of hand-me-downs, and all the secrets have to stop because she wants something more. And it ends with an arrest and a lot of crazy things. So there's still a ton more books that came out this week, but we would, like we said, there's not enough time to tell you about everything that was amazing, so that's why we wanted to bring you some of these top choices.
Real quick, as our favorites, like Ship It is going to be so good.
Yes. Geek Love.
Brightly Burning. Get your sci-fi.
As you know, Dating Disasters of Emma Nash. You definitely want to see how horrible
9 Days and 9 Nights sounds so cute.
9 Days and 9 Nights. Stuck on that trip with your ex-boyfriend who you broke his heart.
And then these are for your, like...
all your fantasy needs.
Yeah.
All your fantasy needs. And don't forget, if you love bad people getting their redemption stories or not, if you don't have anything nice to say, which I can't really reach, is your girl who upset everybody on the internet by saying something horrible and is now stuck dealing with that consequence.
This was the new fantasy.
Oh, yes, and the short phase. So lots of amazing things came out this week. Don't forget things going on pretty soon. There is the Middle Grade Festival on May 19th, 18th, 19th, May 19th. It's the five book dive. Lots of amazing authors coming in for that. If you guys haven't checked out the Book People webpage so you can see all the details on that, you should definitely check it out because there's way too many authors coming to recap all of them. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
They're great.
It's a great kid lit and middle grade festival. So if you are fans of that genre, or if you have kids, this is going to be the festival that you want to do. It's at Book People in conjunction with Austin ISD. So it's going to be great. And it's free. It's going to be great. We also have our second Start of the Right book club. We just met last night for the month of May. We talked about Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda versus Love, Simon the movie for a lot of the conversation. Great, wonderful dialogue and lots of delicious Oreos, so you really missed out if you missed it. But so you don't miss the next one, you need to pick up copies of Shadow and Bone now because we're doing Lee Bardugo's
This
books
has been on my
next
list
month.
for a long time, so I'm like so excited.
It's gonna be amazing. If you are a fan of fantasy, this is your series that you've been missing. If you're a fan of swoony, villainy bad guys, The Darkling will be the new love of your life. Plus, our main character, Alina, is strong and powerful and has some really kick butt moments.
And this has like a Russian
folklore kind of.
I'm so excited.
Yes, it's set in a mythical world, but the mythical world is basically based on Russia. So this is a great opportunity to, if
I hadn't already like outed myself as an Uber nerd, I was also a Russian minor in college. So
that's awesome. I studied Latin and Biblical Greek. I can't talk to anybody in the modern world.
I originally chose Russian just because it was the furthest away from Spanish, but then I like fell in love with it.
So, well, we are way past like how much time we usually spend on here. So we're gonna let you go. Yeah, big week. We'll let you guys go. We hope continue if you guys are watching, continue to ask questions. I will be around on Facebook like all day because it's 2018 and that's what we do. But if you have any more questions, you can definitely submit them on the Facebook. You can always check out the Team Press Corps blog and you can ask questions there or see more about a lot of these books. Also, our Team Thursday blog goes live on Book People today, so you can get a more in-depth look on some of the other books here as well. And then, we're always willing to talk books with you guys. So come back next Thursday at 11 o'clock or check out our Instagram story today so you can follow us and hear more about all the great books coming out. Till then, bye, guys.
We have a Facebook group for the...
Yes, for Second Start of the Right.
For the book club. So if you're an adult who also still loves YA, like us, come join us and nerd out. Even if you're not quite an adult yet, come join us. Because we're very welcoming.
Yes, there's lots of places to talk about books there. Even if it's not one of the books that we're reading, you can still bring up those questions and talk about it. So we will see you for that the first Wednesday in June. But other than that, we'll see you here in the store or on the internet talking about books.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.